This video will find you before you literally become rich. Look, I know that sounds crazy to you right now, but hear me out. Everything happens for a reason. There's no such thing as a coincidence. If you stumbled upon this video right now and someone else didn't, it happened for a reason. We only say something is luck or chance when we don't understand what led to it. But the truth is, we live in a world of cause and effect. You clicking on this video, you watching it right now, that's not random. That's the universe or God putting you exactly where you need to be at exactly the right time. If it's the first time we meet, my name is Fred, and I've made thousands of dollars a day in profit with my online business, selling digital products, only working a few hours a day while traveling the world. And I come from the low middle class. See, something that most people don't understand is that when success finally comes to you, it must feel normal. It has to feel like something you already knew was yours. Not like some lucky break or some miracle that fell from the sky. Because here's what happens when you don't feel this way. If you feel undeserving of your success, it will disappear. I'm not kidding. The money will slip away. The opportunities will vanish. Your progress will stall. You'll self-sabotage without even realizing you're doing it. That's what I did for a while. Around 2021, 2022, I procrastinated, starting my business for 7 months. The same business that would literally later on change my life and make me thousands of dollars per day in profit. And I see this all the time with people who make their first big money online. They hit $5,000 a month for the first time ever. And instead of thinking, yeah, okay, that's normal for me now, they think, oh my God, I got so lucky. This is crazy. I probably don't deserve this much abundance. This will never happen again. And guess what? It doesn't happen again because they didn't believe they deserved it. They didn't feel worthy of that level of success. So they unconsciously do things that bring them back down to the level they think they deserve. One of the most valuable lessons I ever learned in life is that you get what you think you deserve, not what you actually deserve. There's a big difference. And this is exactly why mindset is everything. And I'm not talking about some woo-woo manifestation BS where you just sit around visualizing money and hoping it appears. I'm talking about genuinely believing that your success is inevitable, that it's already yours, that you're just living out what was always meant to be. When I made my first $1,000 in a single day, I wasn't shocked. Like, sure, it was insane, but I wasn't just jumping up and down and screaming. I was like, okay, that makes sense, because I had already decided months, even in reality years before that this was going to happen. I had already accepted it as my reality before it even showed up. And here's something else people typically get wrong. They think discipline creates confidence, but it's actually the opposite. Confidence creates discipline. When you're confident that your actions will lead to your results, when you truly believe that what you're doing is going to work, you don't really need to force yourself to be disciplined. You just do the work because you know it's taking you somewhere. But when you lack confidence, when you're full of doubt and fear, even the most disciplined routine in the world won't save you, because you're operating from a place of scarcity and desperation. I mean, I can be honest with you, a few years ago, I only had $400 in my bank account. And every time I'd buy something, even just at the supermarket, I would feel scared. Like genuinely, I would start sweating. My heart would start beating faster. Why? Because growing up in the low middle class, I always bathed in this scarcity mindset. Because we always had to worry about how much we were spending, we weren't going on vacation, we never traveled. So it puts you in this box where everything is limiting. You have to be very careful of everything you do. It's no way to fucking live. The chances of you being born are like phenomenal. I don't remember the exact number, but it's like 1 in trillions or even more than that. And then you just accept to settle for a mediocre average life. You're okay with working a job that you don't even like just because it pays the bills. It allows you to survive, not to thrive, but you're okay with that. You shouldn't have to be. You're only gonna live this one time, and even if you don't, let's say, well, you don't know that. So may as well treat your life as your one and only. Now, if you want me to personally teach you how I've made thousands of dollars a day in profit with my online business, only working a few hours a day, I've made a free training that explains my 3-step process. It's the link in the description or pinned comment. For a limited time, you can also apply to book a free call with me or a member of my team, and we'll see what's blocking you from making more money. You might even get the chance to join my premium mentorship program, where I'm going to teach you my advanced strategies and hold you by the hand until you're making $10,000 a month or more. The link will be in the description below. But be quick because we have limited spots and they fill up really quickly. Now, I want to tell you something I wish someone had told me years ago. You have to live in the present, not in the future or in the past. I used to never be fully present in the moment. See, that's the problem when you're really ambitious. You're always so focused on the future that you forget to just live life now and enjoy your life now. You're constantly thinking about the next milestone, the next goal, the next achievement. And yeah, having goals is important, otherwise you go nowhere. Being ambitious is important, but not at the cost of your present moment happiness. Nobody wants to think about this, but your future is never 100% guaranteed. You could technically die tomorrow. You don't know in advance, you can't prove me I'm wrong. I'm not trying to be morbid here. I'm just being real with you. So if you're spending every single day stressed out, miserable, sacrificing everything just for some future version of your life that might not even come, what's the point? In September, for example, I took a 2-week-long vacation to London and to Greece in a villa, and for the first time in my life, I wasn't stressing over the end of the vacation because I knew there'd be many more to come. So for once, I felt like I really enjoyed myself fully, and that was awesome for recharging my batteries and coming back to work feeling fresh. But before that trip, every time I'd go on vacation, I'd be anxious the entire time. I'd be thinking about work, thinking about what I should be doing instead, feeling guilty for relaxing. And you know what that did? It made me miserable, and it made me less productive when I got back to work. Because I never actually recharged. I never actually rested. I was just physically in a different location, while mentally being stuck in the same stressed out state. So let me tell you, I wasn't having any fun. Here's what changed for me. I started believing that my dreams were already mine, that they were placed in my mind by the universe, God, whatever you believe in. I don't care what you call it. But I started seeing my goals, not as things I had to desperately chase and fight for, but as things that were already mine, that I was just walking toward it and it was only a matter of time, as long as I followed my intuition and stayed on my path. And when you shift your perspective like that, everything's gonna change. You'll stop operating from fear and desperation. You will start operating from abundance and certainty. And I'll tell you, there were so many instances in my life where I felt scared that there wouldn't be a next time. But every single time, life, God, universe, fate, destiny, call it whatever you want, proved me wrong. The next things were only better than I could have ever imagined. And that's what makes life so special. Plan ahead, sure, but don't forget to also let life carry you with the flow too. If you want to learn how I built a business that makes thousands a day while working just a few hours a day and traveling the world, I've made a free training breaking down my 3-step process. The link will be in the description and pinned comment. You can also apply for a free call with me or a member of my team to find out what's holding you back from making more money. And you might even get the opportunity to join my mentorship program where I'm gonna hold you by the hand until you're making 10K per month and beyond. Now, spots fill up very fast, so as soon as you're done watching this video, check it out in the description. The last thing I want to talk about is gratitude. And I know, everybody talks about gratitude. But most people don't actually understand why it's so important. Gratitude is actually essential because appreciating small things raises your energy and attracts bigger blessings. Look, when you're constantly focused on what you don't have, on what's missing, on how far you still have to go, you're operating from a low vibration. You're operating from lack. And when you're in that state, you repel the very things you're trying to attract. Believe me, I would know because that's what I did for a long time. Every time I'd make a bit of progress, like getting rid of a bad habit or making a few $100s with my business, even a few $1,000s, I didn't appreciate it because compared to my big goals of making millions and millions of dollars, it seemed like it was nothing. In reality, it was everything because the small things lead to the big things every single time. So when you take time every day to appreciate what you already have, even if it's the small things, you shift your energy. You start operating from abundance, and when you're in that state, opportunities start showing up, money starts flowing, things start working out in ways you couldn't even have predicted. I'm talking from experience again. When I was broke and desperate and constantly stressed about money, money was hard to come by. But when I started practicing genuine gratitude for what I did have, even if it was just having a roof over my head or food to eat or a cat or tea to drink, that's when things started shifting for me financially and in every possible way. I started spending money with the attitude of more will come back to me. So every dollar I spend comes back to me tenfold. So I did that even if deep down I felt fear, and then that's exactly what happened. Look, I'm not saying you should just be grateful and sit around doing nothing. You still need to take massive action. You still need to work your ass off. But that work needs to come from a place of abundance and confidence, not from fear and desperation. Because the energy you bring to your work determines the results you can get. Two people can do the exact same actions, but if one is operating from scarcity and one is operating from abundance, they're going to get completely different results. I've seen it happen plenty of times, believe me. So here's what I want you to do after watching this video. First, decide right now that your success is inevitable, not just possible, not just likely, inevitable. It's already yours. You're just living out the process of claiming it. And second, start being present. Stop sacrificing your current happiness for some future version of your life. Enjoy the journey. And third, practice real gratitude every single day. I'm not talking about some fake positivity stuff where you just repeat a bunch of affirmations in the mirror, but genuine appreciation for what you have right now and where you want to go. And most importantly, take action from a place of confidence and abundance. Build your business, create your offers, reach out to potential clients, post your content, do the work. But do it knowing that success is already yours. You do it with the energy of someone who's already won, not someone who's desperately hoping to win. You have to realize this video found you for a reason. Just like you have that dream of wealth and prosperity in your heart for a reason. Nothing ever happens by accident. If you'd like to learn from me how I've made thousands of dollars a day in profit with my online business, only working a few hours a day while traveling the world, I've made a free training that explains my 3-step process. And for a limited time, you can also apply to book a free call with me or a member of my team, and we'll see what's blocking you from making more money. You might even get the chance to join my premium mentorship program, where I'm going to teach you my advanced strategies and hold you by the hand until you're making at least $10,000 a month consistently. The link will be in the description below. But be quick, we have very limited spots and they fill up pretty fast. So with that said, I'll see you on the other side.